Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Farida, and this is the channel where I cover practical monitoring and evaluation and PPM. So today we are going to cover I'm going to take you through how you can track your personal finances using this personal monthly expense tracking tool. Yeah, you can do this to help you know how much you're spending each month and how much you're able to save into investment or save for your retirement. So what are personal finances? In personal finances, we have four things. We have your income, your budget for the finances, your expenses, and savings. Yeah, in personal finances. So there's four things you have to watch to manage: your income, your budget, and expenses, mostly that lead you to the savings. Yeah, so this is the monthly tracking tool we're going to look at to help you track your finances. So first you need to know that what is my projected income. How I track mine, for example, I'm going to give this is an example of a Ugandan who earns like 2 million Ugandan shillings, but in this case projected it to an income which is higher. Yeah, and for learning purposes and being a general audience, yeah, the tracking tool is in dollars, so you can change it to your currency. Yeah, so the projected monthly income, if I projected that for this month I'm going to be a project, maybe I may earn like $600, and if I have any side hustles, maybe I hope to have an extra income of $75. That brings it to a total of $675. This tool is automated. It calculates everything on its own, so everything is just automated. Yeah, but my actual monthly income by the end of July, yeah, I've actually thought that I've gotten $550, which is roughly around 2.1 million Ghana shillings if you're using an exchange rate of 3.7, and maybe for my extra income I've been able to earn $65, which is on average around 200,000, 180,000 shillings. Yeah, so my total monthly income, which I've actually earned for the end of July, is $615. So I know these are my expenses. So in my home, I know that maybe for this example I've used a family. Maybe if I have a family and I live with like 3 people or kids, yeah, so I now have housing or rent, which is around $81, which is around 300,000, and that's my projected costs and the actual costs I've been able to spend. So I have a difference of 0. Yeah, and maybe airtime and bundles I've been able to use $16. My projected cost was $16, but I actually used $18. So there is a difference of -2. So I went beyond the budget anticipated. So this is the projected cost are your budgets, and the actual cost is what actually you're spending on, what actually you spent on, and the difference or the variance is the difference in how much you projected and how much you spent, whether you're overspending or you're underspending. So where you need to adjust on your spending so that you can maybe create more money for saving and investment and also for your retirement. So in gas or charcoal, typical Ugandans use charcoal, or if I use gas, maybe I projected a cost of $19, and I've actually used $20. So there is a difference of that $1. Water projected the cost of $21. The bill comes and it's actually $23, which is around 90,000. 21 is around 80,000. So it's over about like $2. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you can just put this in your currencies, which is easier for you. But for this case, I use dollars. Then I have waste. Normally, people who do garbage collection, I paid for waste. My anticipated cost was around 10,000 or 9,000. which is $3, 10,000, and actually spent 10,000 on waste. Yeah, so you create your subtotal for housing, things, expenses concerning my housing. My projected costs were actually 154, and I've actually used 159. So there is a difference of what? $5, which is an increment on what? The money you're spending. Yeah. So you're tracking your household expenses. So in terms of transport, if I'm an employee or I am self-employed, I either use a bus or a car to go to my workplace. So I projected that maybe in July I may use $27, and it's actually if I'm taking a taxi, and I've actually used $27. So there is no variance. In case of licensing, insurance, but in this case, the typical Ugandans, they don't have those issues, those things, they don't cover those. So you just go to fuel. If I'm using my car, maybe I projected a cost of $41, that is around 150,000 shillings of fuel per month in the month of July, and this is actually what I've used. Yeah. Or it has gone beyond. Yeah, you put your actual cost of what you actually has spent vis-a-vis what you planned to spend. So in terms of transport, I know I've spent $68. Yeah. In terms of insurance, if you do insurance, you can know that but if you're a Ugandan who can afford insurance, in terms of your health, your life, if you have any insurance policies, you can put that cost. This is actually what I'm spending vis-a-vis what I projected. All those costs are tallied to how much you've spent to a month vis-a-vis your income and how much you left to save. Yeah, so in food, if I'm a family of like 4, I've said, and I projected that I'm going to spend maybe $54, which is around 250,000 on food and drink, and I've actually used beyond maybe like 280, that is around $65. Then there is a difference. I now realize that what I actually spent went beyond more by $11, and I can figure out how can I adjust maybe the spending to make sure that I'm within the budget. Yeah, if I've gone out a little with my friends or your family and eaten out, I projected to use $20, and it's actually what I've used. So I know on food and drink or other dining out, I've actually spent $85 vis-a-vis the $74 I've planned. So that is still a hike in my spending. So I should know where to reduce on my spending so that I can save more money. So this expense tracking tool helps you to track your expenses, monitor your expenses. Am I doing well in terms of spending, or am I overspending or underspending? Am I having any money left on what I earn to invest or to save for my retirement? Yes or no? Those are the questions you're asking yourself. You're also managing your spending so that you don't overspend. So if I have children at home maybe, and I have spent $3 on milk, I have young kids, medical, I've spent, I projected to use maybe $11, and I've spent $12. Medical is somehow a cost also which you can't control because it happens unexpectedly. Yeah. On grooming, I spent $2, which is anticipated. It's actually what I spent on toys. I spent that much money, and I know in terms of costs regarding my children, I've spent this. If there is any clothing, you can add. So according to your expenses you have in your house, your needs, you add to this template what you're actually spending on, and which monies you're spending on vis-a-vis your income. So personal care, in terms of my medical, if I've spent maybe I've fallen sick somehow, and I projected to, if I fall sick, I projected to have to spend maybe $14, and maybe I've actually spent $15, then there is a hiked difference. Yeah. Hair and nails, on my hair projected to use $19, and it's actually what I've spent in clothing. I projected to use $14, and actually what I've spent. This also helps you track that I'm actually not overspending on wants rather than spending on my needs and also saving. There is a 40-40 20 rule of personal finances, or 50-30-20 rule of personal finances, where you can say that I'm spending 50 of my income on my needs, 30 on my wants, and 20 for saving. But I'd actually prefer that some as a family, the people spend more on saving their money for investments and retirement than spending it on wants. Rather know that I have a biggest percentage on maybe my needs, which is 50%. Then I'm going to spend I'm going to save 30% of my income, and I'll use 20% for my wants. So if I do gym, still that is in personal care, I can include that because maybe I did a gym subscription, but in this case I didn't include that. I don't do the gym, so that's how much I've spent overall on my personal care. You're tracking all your expenses according to categories you spend on in your household. I spent $48. Yeah, so if you entertainment, if you went out maybe and bought some CDs or DVDs or movies or films, went to concerts or sporting events during that entire month, you include that cost. I didn't do that for that case, so I don't include that. If you have any loans, you include that cost that I've been able to pay this loan. Any students in the house, maybe been able to pay tuition or fees, you can include that in your expense tracking tool. So this is how much I'm spending on tuition fees vis-a-vis how much I'm earning. That's a category you can also include as a family if you're tracking your finances. This tracking tool can be for any one of us, can be for a single person, can be for married people, either a wife or a husband. All of us need to manage our finances and track our expenses so that we are able to save money for investment and retirement. If I have any taxes, I've incurred any taxes, maybe income tax, I can include that in, but normally that is already deducted for salary earners on their salaries. Or if I have a business and I have any council tax, I include that tax in, that this is how much I spent on tax. VAT, still if you have a business, include how much you spend on the VAT tax and any other taxes. Yeah. So the money left. So here the template auto computes. In the template, I designed it to auto compute all your expenses vis-a-vis your actual monthly income being able to earn. So our projected expense budget combined was $403. Yeah, that's what we are projected to spend. But I've actually found out that I've actually spent $421. That is what I actually spent on. So there is a difference or variance of $18. I spent more, $18 vis-a-vis what I planned. So if you find out that, you know what, I spent more or underspent. In this case, I spent more. I go back to my expenses and track where do I need to reduce this expense and save money so that I don't go over beyond the projected expense budget. Yeah, did I spend more on airtime and bundles? How do I manage that? Did I spend more on food? How do I manage that expense? Yeah, did I spend more on entertainment? How do I manage that expense? Yeah. So your projected balance, that is the projected income vis-a-vis the expense is $272. Yeah, that was the projected balance if you had spent the actual money you planned to spent, you would have a balance. I would have a balance of $272, but I don't have that. So the actual balance of the actual income I received in the month of July vis-a-vis what I spent minus what I spent, the expenses, is $194. So as a family, you find that maybe that is the income I have actually saved from all the expenses I incurred, because I found out that I incurred $421 as my expense vis-a-vis the income I earned, which was $615. So the $194, then that's the money you've saved of all the things you've spent on. So you put that money in your investment account. You can decide to divide it, the $194. You say that I'm going to maybe put 80% in my investment account and 20% in my retirement account. So you make the calculations that what is 80% of $194? That is $155. And what is 20% of 194? And that is, so I'm going to put $39 in my retirement account. So that's how you track your expenses and also remain with some money for saving, because by the end of the year, you know that if I've saved $194, if I earn maybe if I've earned income of like 2.2 and I've been able to save around $700 per month, then by the end of the year I'll have income of like I would have saved, for example, like 8 million, 8.4 million. So I know, where do I put that income? Do I put it, if I'm been renting, do I put it on a house that I want to construct a house? If I have a business, why add it in my business? Yeah. And the costs also, there is another category which I skipped, but we can still look at it, that if I've had any presents or donations, that is wedding contributions, I include that costs. Yeah. If I have spent some money on my spouse, my wife, or girlfriend, you include that costs and gives you the combined costs. Yeah. So that is it on tracking your expenses using this personal monthly expense tracking tool. I'll be opening my website soon on probably September, and all these tools will be there at a friendly cost. Some will be free, and some will be at a very friendly cost. So if you're interested, you can still reach out to me for these tools, monitoring tools. Thank you very much, and like, share, and subscribe to my channel.